What's up, guys? Welcome to another Talking Bull podcast. I'm Anthony. This is Nick. I almost didn't get that out. I'm a little rusty. We took a week off. I like to pretend that
like it's longer than a week.
It's only been a week. I just like to say we took a week off instead of like we just didn't record.
I worked.
Yeah, he worked.
I worked 3 days.
Yeah, we had no time to record.
I just worked.
Real life happened.
3 days.
Real life happened. I opened the window with the thing, but didn't put it over here. Little bit rusty, so rigmarole.
Feels longer than a week.
Yeah, I think it's only been a week. Rigmarole. Thank you, everyone who has liked and subscribed and watched. Again, we appreciate you guys. We've noticed our numbers growing. We got our YouTube. I don't know if do you get Talking Bull emails?
If I went to
Gmail. We got our YouTube month thing, and our numbers were all up for it's like, oh, this is your month in YouTube kind of thing. All of our numbers were up, so thank you guys. We appreciate that. Our everything seems to hit a steady number now for each thing that we do, at least a random number, a normal number. So thank you guys once again. We appreciate you very much.
Some spike.
Depending on it's either the analytic of what I name it, or sometimes it's just people click on it.
Yeah,
but
I know we piggybacked this No Sesame Street thing,
which is really weird because I get we piggybacked off the search, but people clicked on it, so people are just stupid.
Yeah. So because that thing has 90 views or something. It's something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But then there was an episode a few weeks ago, maybe sometime.
I think it was our quality and media one.
Maybe.
Yeah, it spiked a bit too.
That had 30 or something.
Yeah, and so
a higher number than
they usually we hit about 10, 12 now, and I checked the SoundCloud once today, and they all hit 5. So. Or they're on their way to 5. They always hit at least 5. So I'm good with that. That's 15 per podcast. That's fantastic. Given you think about our sub number and how many people want to watch a long form content of ours in general, I'd say that's pretty solid number. Yeah. So I'm really happy with that, guys.
People.
Yeah, it's 15 brave people who watch most of this. So thank you. You guys are nuts, but we appreciate it very much. And all you guys who jump into the live stream and keep me company while I either get angry while playing a game or just generally suck at it. So anyways, we missed some news last week because of things. So we're just going to jump right into this after 15 minutes of rigmarole.
Universe.
Yes, DC, we'll go into it. So the streaming service was announced a date, a price that we kind of already knew, as well as when certain shows are appearing. So the network will launch in the United States, fuck the rest of the world, on September 15th, 2018. It is. That makes sense. Launching on Batman Day. As far as pricing goes, it's $8 a month, $74 annually. And that gives you access to all new live content, animated stuff, all the classic stuff they announced. A curated section of digital comic books. Make sure that's said because you're not going to get everything. Yeah. And do you not have a plug?
It's a lot. It's downstairs.
And then and access to exclusive merch as well as a network of other fans you can talk to and thing.
But with the comics, so I watched that Kevin Smith thing.
Yeah, I've not watched that.
And there's a lot of backlog stuff that they just don't care. Give it over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you do have the option to get your books digitally day release on there.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm down for that because even if you don't want every book, you can still purchase ones that are big and what you want. Yeah.
You can purchase the new ones. I think you have to purchase them separately.
Which is fine.
Which is fine.
You're gonna buy your comic anyways.
A place to
read them without relying on shitty
everything else.
Because we read books digitally, and a lot of those readers are real bad.
Yeah,
I figure
for a good one.
Yeah,
get one that I want.
You figure, yeah, I found a good one finally, but trial and error.
I downloaded 15 before I found a good one. Yeah.
This is a company that it's DC Comics, it's in the fucking name. Of course, they're going to have one that I assume works really well.
Yeah, I was watching them. They were playing it because there's a read option. It could go full screen on your TV, right?
Yeah.
And then it can there's even the motion button where you, like it will go like a motion comic, so it will move for you.
Yeah.
And, like there's little, you know, the animations that come with the motion
Okay.
comic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can do that. You can do full page. You can do both books, like both 2 pages.
Oh, 2-page spread on the thing, yeah.
You know, you can go panel to panel. And you just
that's
one
cool.
Square.
So here's a funny thing. This doesn't happen very often. But here's the thing of like, I read this article somewhat, didn't watch any of this stuff. You read the article and actually watched the whole thing.
Well,
I want in the terms of us like doing content, that rarely ever happens, and it just makes me chuckle. That like you know more about this and actually paid attention and watched it. It's just funny.
Because I wanted to watch it and I was like, "Fuck, how am I gonna watch this?"
Yeah.
Like it's at nighttime, right? I'm looking at shit, but I was like, the next day I was like, "Fuck, like I'm gonna see if it's on YouTube. Like, did they like is it saved? Like, did it?" So I went and watched it again on YouTube the next day. It was like 3 hours long. But it was good. It was a good watch, and it was informative and stuff. And you got to meet the cast of like the new daily news show that they have.
Okay,
his daughter's cat.
Yeah, I saw that in the list of people they hired to do it. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we
comics do that, and they showed this like these concept pictures that you're looking at right here.
Yeah. So
Titans.
On October 12th, Titans will premiere, which I think is pretty cool. I don't know if I'm...
They're saved. It's October 12th because the first episode premieres the week earlier at New York.
That makes sense. Give it exclusivity window, get people hyped up.
Yeah,
okay, that makes sense.
The first episode premieres at New York the week earlier, and then a week later you can watch it. But it releases weekly.
Yeah.
It's not a dump everything on the 12th.
That's smart.
So you got to come back every week on a Friday, I believe. They're Fridays. And between this premiering on the 12th, it will run you right to the last Friday of December.
Yeah. It's smart. Like, really, in all reality, it's smart. It gets people engaged and coming back. So we get these profile things, and I'm so glad Comic Book allows me to do this now in just one fucking page.
Yeah.
We got Starfire, who admittedly looks more like Starfire than she ever did. And it's like we've been saying for months, wait till we see an actual fucking thing before you do it. And here you go, Starfire, boom. Wearing a shitty Nirvana coat, but whatever. Raven looks terrifying. Mm-hmm. Kind of like a doll-looking face. Yeah, I wonder if she's wearing like a mask or something here. Beast Boy looks like fucking Beast Boy. Mm-hmm. Robin continues to look awesome.
Oh yeah, the R.
Yeah, it throws the R into the piece of wood here, and I'm like, that's cool. I don't care if he said fuck Batman. I just can't. I'm excited to see the show and what they have to offer. Mm-hmm. I'm giving this show the shot before I shit all over it, like most of the internet already has. And then they that was it for release dates for that. Titans Cast. They're adding Constantine, the TV series, to that as well. So there's another show up on there.
There's a ton of shows on there, and like all the movies.
Yeah, and then...
But it's weird, like there's some things that I'm like, okay, so they had a list of the movies that they showed maybe during the special or something like that.
Yeah.
But it was like, so they got, let's say the original Superman.
Yeah.
They got 1, 2, and 4.
Yeah.
I think. And with the Batmans, they got Batman Returns and Robin, I think, or like Batman Returns and Forever, no Robin. And I'm like, there's just random holes, and like I was curious as to why they left.
That's gotta be a rights thing.
Either it's not. I don't know if it's a rights thing, or they just didn't want to release everything at once.
Maybe that could be it, but it could be a rights thing.
I don't think it's a rights thing. By the time 97 Batman and Robin came out, they fucking had Batman. Warner Brothers had Batman. You know, like there shouldn't be a rights issue, and for that, I think it was like a not releasing literally everything that way, because in their write-up they have a thing about like new content being added every month.
So why not go like 1, 2, then 3, 4?
Well, the Netflix, like no one fucking knows how to count when they do that shit, right? You look at
Netflix is a rights thing 100% because they get what is ever cheapest. They get what's
given to them, but like it's still there's no rhyme or reason as for the count as to what.
Yeah, just whatever cheaper at the fucking time. Just weird random fuckingness. I was trying to get the news of they cast the woman to play Swamp Thing.
Yes.
Who's the wife in Swamp Thing. There it is. Abby Arkine? Crystal Reed, she's from Teen Wolf, I guess. She's going to be playing the wife, partner, and niece of villain Iantine Arkine. No, they just have the picture of the girl from Swamp Thing with her hair and I don't recognize the girl's name, but maybe we just click this. There she is. She kind of looks familiar. What is she in?
Detroit.
Oh, she was in Gotham. Oh, so she knows all about that bad water in Flint, Michigan. Yeah, she was in Teen Wolf and.
I briefly was like, oh, I might want to check that out, and then just never did.
Yeah, I do that with so many shows. We should just do an episode of shows of like, hey, I wanted to watch this, but didn't. So that was it. And then they cast someone else, but I didn't grab the fucking article. I think it was one of the guys for Doom Patrol.
No, they cast Bond in Doom Patrol. Timothy Dalton.
Yeah, I think that was.
And they had Brendan Fraser a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. I thought that was cool. Good for him.
But the role that he's playing is more like a voice role.
Yeah, it's still cool. It's Brendan. Yeah. It's Brendan Fraser acting, and that was cool. Where to go next? They released a new picture for season 7 of Arrow. Yeah, season 7 of Arrow. It looks pretty cool. It's just him in the prison, in front of the prison. Revelation and repent, and he looks beat to shit. And then he's got like his halo above him, kind of thing. I just thought that looked cool. He put it on Facebook with the following. It says, "This fall Arrow, this fall green is the new black," which is kind of funny. Yeah, I hope he's in there for a little bit, and it should be pretty good.
Roy is Earth 1.
So yeah, there was this article that came out yesterday. They were talking to the showrunner of this season, and it's just like she was like, "Oh yeah, he's coming back as Roy." And not like a doppelganger for Roy,
but our Roy.
But our Roy. And I'm like, that seems like a weird thing to have to announce. But I guess it makes sense given what happens with everything else. And then it was announced that Constantine, The Legend Continues, will air as a 1-hour special in October on the CW, which
that's the animated one?
Yep. So that's pretty cool. It stars Matt Ryan, obviously, who's playing Constantine. He's going to play Constantine in Legends tomorrow. I'm hoping... I'm going to go back and watch Constantine now. I stopped because I wanted to... I liked the first episodes. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, I'm going to wait to see what happens with the show because there was constant news of whether or not this was going to keep going. And then it got canceled. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. And then they kept putting Matt Ryan in things as Constantine. Like he's in the one Justice League Dark as Constantine. Yeah. They gave him this. He shows up on Arrow. And now he's on Legends season. Yeah. And what I'm kind of hoping is they're kind of gearing him up towards maybe his own show on the network itself, which would be cool. You just put him on the DC universe as Constantine, whatever, shows up on the other shows every once in a while, or even stays on Legends, because he's really good at Constantine. From what I know about Constantine, he's cool. Staying in the world of TV, we'll stay there for now. I put this on here because it just made me happy. Ryan Hurst, the guy who played Ope in Sons of Anarchy, was cast in The Walking Dead. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck about The Walking Dead, but I just love this guy and Ope so much that I was really fucking happy for him. Also, The Mayans premiered this week, and everyone should go watch it. I haven't yet, but I heard good things, and I will watch that series because I am super fucking excited for it. So, some updates on Roseanne. John Goodman has confirmed that Roseanne dies in between seasons. Yeah. And she will come, and she will not be in the show, obviously. And John Goodman's character, Dan, will be dealing with the fallout of that. And then they added the 3 kids from the series revival to the main cast for the Connors, which was kind of expected. I also saw
Are those Darlene's kids?
Yeah. Also, I saw a thing about trying to get Padalecki on because now Big Bang is done. So there was a thing about trying to get him on this season. And
he did one episode last season.
Yeah, they let him on there because he was the character. They're trying to get him on this season. And if the show continues to another season, they're hoping to get him on a full-time basis. And I'm like, good for fucking him. He was already getting shit from the show originally. Now he's getting Big Bang stuff. And now he's going to be on this show. This guy's good to go. Yeah. For a guy who was like, he was in I Know What You Did Last Summer, and we're like, that's pretty much it for him.
Movie-wise.
Yeah. But like career-wise at that point, like I don't think he was doing anything else. Like it might have been Roseanne, but he might.
I think
like,
it started on Roseanne.
Yeah. So like I just thought that was funny. Big Mouth, we got is returning to Netflix for season 2 on October 2nd. We got a first teaser trailer for that, and it's basically just.
I finished it.
It's really good. I liked it.
Watched a couple episodes.
Yeah, I watched all of it. It was pretty good, and then I rewatched it with you, the ones that you watched. It's just the hormone monsters attacking them in the school, like you can't get away type of thing. It was a teaser for the show and what it is, but nothing like what's happening in the show kind of teaser. So I'm like, But
read the night one. No, we're sticking with TV.
Netflix. I have to read this story because I didn't. Is going to add a dozen of its classic series to. Oh, I guess it is just a streaming channel. VRV streaming service. And you'll be able to watch All That's, Rocco's Modern Life, Doug, Cat Dog, Cannon and Al, Real Monsters, Clishla Explains It All, and The Wild Thornberries, just to name a few. Yeah, you can just go in there and.
So it's just a channel?
Yeah. If you want to check out the channel, fans can access some stuff. Yeah, it's just a channel. They're adding a bunch of shit. There's a whole basically every fucking show they have is on this thing, which I think is kind of cool. It gets people access to old Nickelodeon shows, which people seem to enjoy. And I was excited because they brought Rugrats back. So I'm doing something I never do before. I am deleting stuff as we go. Alex Hirsch, the creator of Gravity Falls, a really popular show everyone seems to like. I've heard of it. I've never watched it, but I figured I'd cover it because it deals with Netflix. He's getting a multi-year deal to develop new shows and series for Netflix. That's pretty much it. But he's like pretty acclaimed, so it'll add another fucking goddamn bullet to the arsenal that is fucking Netflix. It's really ridiculous. I'm counting this as TV. Yeah. Disney streaming service gets a new name as well as new details. So it's going to be called Disney Play, which I think is a pretty solid name. They're looking to launch it in the calendar year of 2019. They're calling it a Netflix killer, which it's not. And it will basically have.
It's limited to only Disney products.
Yeah.
So like anything like this in DC, it's limited. You're not gonna have someone who has Netflix and watches anything or everything be like, oh, I'm gonna cancel this and just get Disney Play.
So it says Disney will miss out on the roughly $300 million in annual revenue it currently earns from Netflix and paid to TV right deals because of stuff. Long stream blockbusters like Captain America Civil War and Rogue One are on Netflix will end that process with Ant-Man and the Wasp. Well, starting after that, everything will be put on the network. The Captain Marvel movie that's coming out in March will be the first one to be exclusively offered through it, as opposed to everything else that was on there. And then Toy Story 4, Frozen 2, The Lion King live action, Dumbo, and Aladdin will all be on there as well.
Be on there as in when they come to TV or at release?
When they come to TV.
When they come to TV.
They're no longer going to Netflix or Hulu or anything like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that makes sense for them to have it on there. The studio is investing in other high-profile series. the live action Beauty and the Beast one we talked about, and then the Jon Favreau live action Star Wars title. And then new TV shows based off of Monsters, Inc., High School Musical, as well as an all-new Marvel series. Quality over quantity, which, judging by the few that they have announced, seems like a good idea. And they're trying to get the Star Wars license back for the other movies that TBS and TNT currently have. Mm-hmm. This could be a really good thing. Obviously, Disney, Pixar, Star Wars already. And then 20th Century Fox backlog of shit that could just throw on there.
Technically, Warner Brothers owns the TV rights to Star Wars.
Yeah.
Right? Because
they own the right. Yeah.
AT&T.
Because they have the original 3 movies are done by like Fox.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. Movie rights and TV rights from back in the day when these studios were just trying to get things released are fucking fascinating. Because they're just done by whoever walked in the room basically at the time. Like they were just like, hey, that guy works. Come here, man. Yeah, come here. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. You'll put our movie out. All right, cool. We don't have to worry about TV rights or streaming service or any of this fucking nonsense because we don't know what the internet is for another 20 years. I think that's it for TV. We can go right. No, we got it. No, we got it.
You can delete that.
I can delete that, but we got to talk about this big thing.
Oh,
so this was crazy, because you actually sent me this before I seen it. So I get a text from this guy. He was like, "Well, I guess I'm watching The Witcher." And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" So for those of you who don't know, they have cast Henry Cavill as Geralt. I always say that name wrong. In the Witcher series on Netflix. And that is fucking awesome.
Well, I remember, what was it, a month ago?
He was trying to get in the thing.
He said something like, I would love to do The Witcher or whatever, right? And I remember we were talking about it, and I said, well, if he did it, I'd be watching that series. Yeah. Well, I guess I'm watching it.
Yeah. That's cool. Nothing, came out of it, but
crazy,
they said it had... I'm looking in this article, because it said...
About...
the release window.
I think it just is 19. I think I actually know they'll what did I read? I read something about because people were talking about this in Man of Steel,
yeah,
whatever. And he's to film this November to March.
Yeah. And
then probably get released next fall.
I'm not worried about the fucking DC movies because this.
But it was just in that article where it said he would be filming this.
Yeah. I'm actually really excited for this. Yeah. I really like
it would probably be about a year from now.
And I like the Witcher game. I know this isn't directly tied into it, but I'm sure it'll heavily influence the direction on which it goes. Mm-hmm. So I'm all for that. What are we at now for time here? 23. All right. I was trying to blow past some of these stories real quick, but I don't want to. Some of these I want to get into. Mr. Robot will end at the end of season 4. I'm all for that because it gives me a chance to catch up. And also, it allows it to go out on its own note and not have to worry about is it still good after 6 seasons of shit. So it allows it to tell its own self-contained story, and everyone seems really happy that it's ending the way it's ending. So good for it. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed the little bit. I've watched the first 2 seasons, so I'm not really that far behind. So. It just allowed me to get to where I need to be. I would like Suits to fucking end so I could just watch that. Because I've watched most of that already, but I'm a few seasons behind. And at this point, I'm just end so I can catch up. Please and thank you. Okay, that is it for TV.
Yeah.
Mattel has launched its own division. Film division, which makes sense given the fucking... Everyone has their own goddamn film division. But they have two of the biggest properties. Actually 3 if you count Hot Wheels. But Barbie and He-Man and Masters of the Universe. Those are 2 massive properties that people know. So there was that Barbie movie that was in development, mm-hmm. as well as the Masters of the Universe movie that was in development as well. Apparently the ones that Sony were working on, the options have expired on those movies, so it looks like they're going back to scratch. The Barbie movie correct me if I'm wrong. It's that one that was supposed to star Amy Schumer or whatever.
Supposed to star
and
her, and she was supposed to like come to this world. There is some weird thing.
It was really fucking dumb, but it dealt with like yay body image bullshit. Like, not bullshit. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but like,
but it was like that, and then she dropped out, and then they had like a couple other actresses up for the role.
Yeah.
But completely different from her. Like I think like Anne Hathaway was like, attached at one point after her. So like they were going a completely different route.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess they all just expired.
Yeah. Which makes sense. They probably let him just to do this. I'm sure we'll see what goes down the line later on. I'm like, I don't need a fucking Barbie movie. Like, that just seems stupid. Sonic will be back in Wreck-It Ralph, the sequel.
Was he in the first one?
Yeah, he was a fucking cameo, so we'll see what he does in this one. He was just kind of there because he's a video game character, but we'll see what he does. Warner Brothers reveals there's a Wile E. Coyote movie in the works from the guy who, Chris McKay, is producing it. Cool. I fucking love Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah.
If you can, I don't know if you need a fucking thing, but whatever. It's titled right now Coyote versus Acme. No word on the director yet, and then it's being spearheaded by writers John and Josh Silberman, who did a 3-year stint on Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
You ever watched that?
No, but people fucking love it.
It's funny.
Yeah,
I've watched some random episodes I've seen, and I'm like, this is pretty funny.
There's a few shows that like people tell me to watch, like this, Shameless, and Community.
Community I heard about, or Parks and Rec 2 I heard.
Yeah, I've heard people say Parks and Rec is really good.
Shameless, I watched the first episode last year.
I've never watched it, but it's like 9 seasons in or something at this point, and I'm like,
seasons. I want to say it's 45 minutes.
Yeah, I'm like,
and I'm like, I said to Christine, I was like, this is going to take a lot.
And I'm like,
we watched.
I'm like, no, I'm not doing this, but I'm like rewatching Fringe right now too. So I'm like,
and we watched that first episode, and we never went back.
Yeah. Sometimes I have no leg to stand on when I'm like, this is too long of a show to watch. Meanwhile, I'm watching a longer fucking show. But in my defense, Fringe is only 5 seasons.
I never watched I watched the first 4. I never finished that 5th season.
I realized that I've watched.
Bad.
I only watched 2.5.
Ever?
Yeah.
Like you've never seen season 3?
No, I never watched it, and I know they're bad, but I just want to see where they go.
1 through 4 are good, but that last season is.
I'm getting to the point now where I remember less than what I did watching it, so I'm getting to episodes I don't remember watching or have seen. So I'm actually really excited because Fringe is great.
It's good.
Yeah,
it's good. I liked it.
It's the new X-Files, right?
Yeah,
it's an updated version of what the X-Files was. So. Thank you for that tangent. Wesley, this came out of nowhere. This is weird. They were talking to Wesley Snipes. I don't know why they were, but no. He's out now, I think. And he confirmed that right now they're having talks with Marvel about future Blade projects, which is really fucking weird. Because, like, What's that?
He's just talking. I think he's just talking. He had nothing to do with Blade if they made a Blade movie.
He had everything to do with Blade.
But he would have nothing to do with Blade if they.
Then why is he talking?
Because he's just talking. He wants us to talk about it. He wants that right there. Where's his Wesley Snipes on
confirms that he is actually talking to Marvel.
I want Marvel to say something.
Marvel will never say anything. No studio ever says anything.
But I don't believe that he's talking to them.
I do.
I don't.
I believe he calls them every fucking day.
They're trying to get a job. Yeah, maybe you're right.
That's still talking. I don't want Blade 1 and 2, great. Blade 3, god fucking awful. And apparently it's because Wesley Snipes lost his mind during production of that movie. And like it's a bad movie. But it was Ryan Reynolds playing Deadpool again.
He only ever plays one role.
He does. 2 Guys, a Girl, man. Just watch it. It's precursor to fucking funny. Deadpool.
So funny.
This I put on because it's funny. And another movie.
I want to see that.
Another movie did it this week. So the Meg, the Jason Statham shark movie, has passed Solo, a Star Wars Stories box office record. And I went, haha, suck it, Solo, because that movie doesn't need to exist. No. And the fact that this fucking shitty shark movie with Statham beat it is just a testament to that we don't need this movie.
What else did?
I can't remember the other fucking movie, but it was
Crazy Rich Asians.
Probably. But yeah,
it's been like #1 for 4 weeks.
Yeah, I laughed. That's the only reason I included this story, because it just goes to what we were talking about with like no one wants a fucking solo movie, and the box office speaks otherwise. Child's Play. We get the first story details on that.
Is this going in reference to
This is reference into the TV. No, sorry, the movie. The movie. So this, apparently, the new one is a Chinese factory worker who commits suicide shortly after programming a buddy doll to have no limitations. Basically, the doll becomes defective and tries to kill people, much like the original one, but it seems that it's doing away with the voodoo. Charles Lee Ray took over Chucky, and that's why he is the killer. This one might just be a kind of a robot type of deal, and this is the same thing. It's just the same article.
Go to oh, it's the same one.
Yeah, it's the same article. It was just a different headline.
Whatever.
Yeah,
possessed.
I like the possession thing. It might not work in this day and age, but whatever. I'm sure they'll figure out some way to work that in there. I want to watch those new movies because I like the original couple Chuckies, and then Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky are just fucking weird. But I guess they brought it back to like a formula, I guess, of like what Chucky is and who he was, and ignore the other two movies, the Bride and Seed of Chucky, and I thought that was pretty cool. So this is a whole weird series of events that happened with the Joker movie, with who's in that movie? Joaquin, Mr. Phoenix himself. So Alec Baldwin was confirmed to be playing Bruce Wayne's dad, Thomas Wayne, for some fucking reason. That I'm just like, okay. And then it was announced that reportedly it was going to start filming in 2 weeks. And then day and a half later, Baldwin was like, I'm out. And then he was like, I was never actually in it. And everyone went, what? And then no one said anything else about it. It was really kind of weird.
It's not like we've had since then. It's not like we had the news that this guy was cast.
It just fucking weird. It's the weirdest fucking instance of a uncasting I have ever seen.
And then no recasting because the movie is coming soon.
It's so fucking weird that he was just like, I'm in this movie, blah 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 blah. Nope. I'm like, what the fuck? It made no sense to me whatsoever. And then, it's supposed to shoot in 2 weeks, but again, I don't understand these movies who don't have actors in them that just supposed to start shooting.
Has actors in them.
This has one actor in it.
No, it has a couple others. They have, I've seen about 5.
My whole point is you can't start shooting movies without your entire cast. That's how movies turn out bad. Also, you can't start a movie without your script finished. That's really bad, too. But, I don't know what this movie is, and I have had no love for it since they announced this movie. And we were talking about this the other day, and it just seems like it's going to be a bad.
I don't know where it's going.
It's going to be a noir type, just shitty movie. I'm
so.
Calling it right now. They're going to go for this dark, gritty, noir, Sin City, Spider-Man noir type of setting with Joker, and it's going to be bad, and they're going to try to every character's interweaved with this character, and that's intertwined.
Yeah, and that's why.
Thomas Wayne, he's gonna know the Joker, and
is why is Thomas Wayne with the Joker?
Yeah, I'm just whatever, go away. So, when we talked about this, they cast somebody in that Batman movie. What's his face? Oscar Isaac, right?
No,
I thought they did. The guy who plays Poe.
I know who you're talking about.
I thought they cast him in that movie. Didn't he say he was in the movie? Someone said he was in the movie, didn't they?
He met to talk about the movie. He is not cast in the movie.
Okay.
There's no cast for the movie.
Anyways, Batman, right?
I certainly got fucking hope not.
He's Batman. I'm calling it right now.
I don't think it's true, but I don't think he's
Affleck
Batman.
Is out.
I don't know about Affleck being in or out, but I don't hope. I pray to the fucking heavens he's not Batman, because then I will not be watching this Batman.
Why, you don't like Oscar Isaac?
No.
You've only seen him in one fucking movie.
I don't think.
Actually, I don't think you've seen him in any fucking movie.
No, yeah, have I ever watched it? No. No.
Nope, you're just done.
He's not Batman.
He's not Batman. He's not my not my Batman. I'll tell you later. Off podcast conversation. Anyways, that was a weird series. Again, it's just Warner Brothers not controlling their own fucking narrative, which they never do, and it's the reason their entire franchise sucks. It's why I have more hope for the Dark Universe than I do any of things. Speaking of movies that are just won't die, Die Hard 6 has an official title. It is called Macleod. It obviously, I forgot the entire premise of this movie until they spelled it out in the article. Old and Young. Cool.
I wonder who they cast to play young Bruce Willis.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh yeah, from that, what's that? Looper?
Yeah, Looper. Yeah. Good movie. I like that movie.
I've never seen it.
I don't understand. I don't remember the movie or understand it, but I'm down.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I don't know if that works anymore, but it did then. I wonder who they cast. But Die Hard 1, 2, 3, 4, good.
Yeah.
To varying degrees.
Yeah.
Actually, I really like Live Free or Die Hard.
Live Free or Die Hard. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. He fights a jet. It's unrealistic. It's crazy, but it's cool. Die Hard 5.
That was cheap.
What is it? What is its title? I always forget. Give up and stop trying hard. Die Hard. Die Hard, Die Softly. Die Hard Russia.
A Good Day to Die Hard.
Oh, they wasted such a good title.
It is a good title, but it's not a good movie.
Die Hard has a weird series of titles because they're good and they're bad at the same time. So, Die Hard, cool. Die Hard 2, Die Harder.
Yeah.
Die Hard with a Vengeance, awesome. Live Free or Die Hard, awesome. A Good Day to Die Hard, awesome. Shitty movie.
Yeah, not a good movie. 2013 was the last one.
Ugh, it's so bad. They made it for like $6.
Yeah.
And 3 of that they had to pay to Bruce Willis.
Yeah, visually it looks bad.
It is bad. You could tell like no one wanted to make that movie. But this one seems to be going to the route that I was thinking about this the other day.
It's
of
come
like
back full circle where now it's popular to
Balboa and like Creed and like Rambo,
reboots again, so like we can do this.
Halloween, like retconning movies that have bad sequels to just be, and there it is. It died, and boom goes the dynamite. Close the door, you're letting all this stank out. Remember when Family Guy was more funny than it is now? Yeah, I don't know what I said. Family Guy's not funny. That's what I was aiming at. I'm done with it. I watched I tried to watch one episode and I was like, fuck this, and I went and watched something else. I can't deal with it. Unpopular opinion. I know everyone thinks Family Guy's the funniest fucking show in the universe. The Oscars, I almost said the Olympics because of anything, will not have its popular film category after all, because I almost made the joke I made the other day, and I'm not making that here. Steven Spielberg didn't want it to happen, so they said no. They voted on it, and they were like, we need to rethink this. It needs to be debated more on what the premise is for this. I'm like, good. Don't just fucking introduce a category that was kind of vague and non-specific.
They want a category.
They want to give Black Panther an Oscar, but they refuse to give it Best Picture nod.
They don't want to give Black Panther. That's not it.
I know. I'm just saying what everyone else is gonna say.
They want a category to make you want to watch this.
Because
all I'm gonna do is read the next day.
If you go back and look at the list of like Best Picture winners for like the last like 5 years, you could name maybe 3 of those fucking movies.
Well, even that. But again, you're not gonna watch 3 hours of the Oscar for one fucking award.
Yeah. And even like
you're just gonna the next day read it online, or see it on like you're just gonna
just open it up to more shit. Mm-hmm. Like I understand you don't want superheroes and big action blockbuster movies.
Turn it into the MTV
exactly,
video
but like,
awards.
Why can't those guys be nominated for Best Actor? I understand Best Picture, maybe not or whatever, but even like director, screenwriter, like why are the big tentpole movies that like everyone of it shit on in terms of like what the Oscar views as Oscar worthy, but they're relegated to like best sound design, best fucking makeup. Like, you know these movies exist. Yeah. Oscar winners, Suicide Squad. Jesus fucking goddamn it. That is a whole tirade upon itself. Why can't these, like, I understand the not best picture. Some of them maybe, but like, why can't they be best? Like, why can't Chris Evans be nominated for best actor for Winter Soldier? Why not? He was great in that. I think he's a fantastic actor in that. But because of what the movie is, they're like, no.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand why not. Oh, because you have these fucking stuffy types in there that are just like, no, it's got to be some fucking feel-good, like, downtrodden guy lost his leg and now he's having a puppy going to space movie. Like, like fucking not John Carter from Mars. That movie where Matt Damon goes to space. They knew it wouldn't win Best Picture under drama, so they put it in comedy. Again, it's not the Oscars, but same fucking premise. Yeah. Like, it's just so stupid. Like,
they filed it under a comedy musical.
The problem with the Oscars and why no one likes them is they're too long, and because they're dated.
Yeah.
They have not evolved with the times. They've been very slowly to embrace any new form of content for movies. Like, yeah, back in the day, like The Godfather, Schindler's List, like all those fucking movies, they were big movies, but they were also Best Picture.
Yeah.
We have split that so far now where they're on complete opposite ends of the spectrum, and the Oscars has not evolved to reference that. Granted, like, yeah, I don't think fucking Ghostbusters 2016 should win Best fucking Picture.
No,
like,
it didn't win Best Movie either. No, it wasn't a popular movie.
I'm just as an example, even though it's a shitty movie. If it was the best fucking movie, like, I don't know. It's a comedy, like low-brow comedy. I do not think it should be relegated to that.
No, but it just wouldn't get nominated.
Exactly, but like, yes, there is top quality movies that are not your fucking Space Timmy Goes to the Moon with his dog Rover that are fucking thing. I'm just trying to think of like the last few years of Best Picture.
Oh, it's been like 10, 12 years, 15 years.
Yeah,
of like,
and it's been
that split.
Yeah, the guy goes to the moon, or like he did this thing or that thing. Like, yeah, it's those types of movies that get nominated for an Oscar, and like, they're such Oscar fucking bait. It's ridiculous. Like, these movies are made basically for fucking Oscars.
Oh yeah.
Like,
they don't care how much money they make.
No, they just make them because they're easy Oscar bait.
They release them in January.
Yeah.
And then they get nominated. I think they have to be released by December. So they release them in December and get nominated in February.
Yeah.
That's it.
And it's like, and no one sees a fucking problem with this.
They do, because no one watches.
Yeah, exactly.
But they don't know how to move forward, like you say.
And again, this will take forever for them to figure out any sort of fucking how to do it. Mm-hmm. And like Steven Spielberg, the guy who fucking was like, you know, Mr. Blockbuster for a while, was the one who was like, nah, we shouldn't do this category.
Maybe you shouldn't do the category, but maybe you should just allow them to be nominated in the existing categories.
Yeah.
Right? You can't make it a gimmick with that category. That's what you're doing. You're making it a gimmick.
And like, you know what's going to be in those. Like, and it's just, it takes away from what it's basically it is.
But at the same time, let's say they're like, fine, full on nomination approval.
Yeah.
They will never win.
No.
They'll be nominated. Infinity War will be nominated.
Yeah.
The writer of this movie could get nominated. The director of that movie can be nominated.
I'm not even saying they have to win. Just like,
but
evolve somewhat.
But yeah, like they'll just, I don't see them ever winning.
Occasionally throw them a bone. Like, be like, okay, fine. And everyone will be like, oh, look at one finally, blah, blah, blah. But like, try. Mm-hmm. Open it up more. Like, it's ridiculous. In every fucking category. Every category just fucking joke.
There's a lot of movies too that like don't even get released like, we'll say nationwide. It's just like ones that are,
it was in 6 theaters and they're like, this is Best Picture, and I'm like, what the fuck is it?
Yeah.
What the fuck is this movie? Like, stop nominating movies because it has that fucking like feel good movie, like biopic-y type of bullshit. Like, yes, those movies are great. They are fantastic, but like, They're fucking Oscar bait, and you know it.
How the fuck is
Like, everyone's like, oh yeah, that movie deserved to win. You didn't fucking know it. You didn't see it. It was in 6 theaters. Like, I'll see the list, and it was like, oh, this one Best Picture. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck. I've never fucking heard of it. And like I said, go back to the last 10 years. Tell me the last ones. Mm-hmm. And then, like, name movies you think should have won Best Picture and didn't. Like, it's dumb. They're stupid. I'm not surprised that it was delayed to be rethinked and rethought and whatnot. Yeah, I was going to read this, but now I've decided I'm not going to.
Oh, I saw that. What did it say? Shit.
I skimmed it as I went down, and I know exactly what it says. I'm not reading it. I guess we'll talk about this. Captain Marvel. We saw the picture of her on the cover, as well as some actually like pretty good stills from the movie itself, and we saw the Skrulls. And I have a problem with the Skrulls because they look like the guy from Star Trek Nemesis.
Well, they look similar to the picture to the left.
Yeah, they can. I actually thought that was Green Goblin at first. It took me a minute to realize I'm an idiot. But yeah, we got Skrulls. They're coming off the beach there. Yeah. I'm like, that's cool. They kind of look like it. I'm intrigued to see what they do with the Skrulls. I hate that. That's just so generic. I don't know why she's Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see what this movie is. Mm-hmm. It's not like I don't give a fuck about Captain Marvel. I like her more as Miss Marvel. Granted, I know she doesn't fucking do anything as Miss Marvel, but that's always who she is to me. I am intrigued to see what this movie is, though, and how it is, and how it sets up and deals with the threat of...
Does this come out first before Infinity?
Yeah, it leads directly into Infinity, apparently. Part 2.
Or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, part 2 of Infinity is. I'm intrigued to see what this does as its own, as well as lead into the next set of films in Phase 13 of Marvel's 30-year plan to take over the entire box office when it doesn't have to release a Disney Pixar movie. Intrigued. Everyone was like, this is it. I thought we were getting a trailer. I'm like, no one said you were getting a trailer. It just said, hey, let's break the internet. And it kind of did. Everyone was talking about it for a little bit.
When does it come out?
March.
Oh, so it's still quite a bit away.
Yeah, we'll get a trailer. I'm thinking trailer, maybe con. I know it's close, but maybe a teaser, not a full.
Could be a couple months.
Yeah. Because we haven't seen a teaser at all, right?
What does Disney have
on its upcoming slate? But Wreck-It Ralph 2? Maybe. I don't remember when that comes out exactly. So Movie Pass dying. Dying even more. Apparently, according to this thing, nearly half of Movie Pass's customers are considering canceling their subscription. I almost said prescription. I don't know why you get this to the Movie Pass. And I'm like, just fucking cancel it. It's a garbage service. It made it even worse. It's going to go bankrupt. I don't know how it fucking functioned. I've shit on this thing so many times. Nobody listens. Nobody listens.
Top Gun sequel release date delayed to summer 2020. Almost a fucking year.
Made me fucking sad, but it has a really good reason. They want to make sure the flight sequences and all the jet fights are top notch, look fantastic, and just are up to snuff to what they want them to be. Yeah. So the movie itself isn't technically getting delayed. It's just the production of the stunts and everything.
They've already started filming.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I'm not worried about this movie.
Delayed in release date.
Yeah.
But so
because of this, they're moving some stuff around just because. Top Gun Maverick is going from July 12th to June 26th, 2020. Terminator has been moved from November 22nd, 2019 to November 15th, 2019. It's just weird that you're just moving stuff. Yeah, moving up. And I wonder
Same with Sonic.
I wonder what else. This is weird that they're just moving shit back and forth a week. So like Sonic went from
the 15th
to the 8th.
Yeah.
and then A Quiet Place sequel will hit on May 15th, 2020. I wonder why they move some of these around. Mm-hmm. Like the Top Gun thing I get because it's delayed almost a year, but like moving this a week back and then this a week forward, that's weird. I wonder if something was coming out or they just wanted to move it. It's only a week, so like, what the fuck was I don't understand that.
You're still competing against yourself at that point.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, why are you releasing so many big things beside each other, like your own fucking franchises that you're trying to actually build up to various things? I don't quite understand that. Man, deleting this shit as I go actually had a fucking point for once in its life. So Sony Japan is finally saying goodbye to the PS2. Yes, I said PS2. No one's listening this far back in the podcast anyways. Anyways, PS2. They had still did services and had like customer service for the PS2 in Japan. So I could
call them and be like, hey, this thing isn't working, and they would like fix it or whatever.
Yep, now they won't. Good for them. That's some quality fucking service for customer things. Your shit breaks now, you're fuck out of luck with most places. Like if you move a screw, just moving anything now, it's like you voided the warranty, or the sticker wears off in this one spot. You're like, no, it just fell off on its own. They're like, you did stuff. And I'm like, all right, calm down. But maybe I was really drunk. You don't know. It's legal here now. Fuck our stupid province. Anyways, yeah, that's it. PS2 ending thing. They stopped production like way back when. I wonder when Sony of America is going to stop doing their service. I'm sure they did it the week they got the actual PlayStation 2.
PlayStation 3 came out.
No, PlayStation 2. It was serviceable for a week, and then it just ended. Their service ended in like 98 when it launched.
I wonder what it would have cost for me to send my Sony
to Japan
to have them fix it.
Well, now with Amazon, everything's made simple.
There's one near you today.
I was like, that's a great segue to a plug for Amazon. We're not sponsored by Amazon. No. They don't even know we exist unless I buy a whole bunch of shit for them. So that was it for that. The Olympic Committee will not consider esports for the Olympics because of violent video games. Understandable. They don't want to promote violence, and a lot of esport games look pretty violent. But I'm like, you're missing out because a lot of those esports do really well in terms of viewer numbers, like really fucking well. Like not on your traditional media, but on your like Twitches and your streams and shit like that. They do exponential numbers. And if the Olympics is trying to build, like you can watch the Olympics any time zone online anywhere now.
Yeah.
Which is fucking great. That's how it should have been always when the internet was coming up. But this is like a recent thing where you're able to actually fucking do it. We were watching the Olympic once on like several different feeds watching shit.
Yeah.
But like, can you imagine having an esport thing on the Olympics? Your fucking numbers would spike. But you can watch people play Madden.
Maybe they just play sport games. Like,
yeah.
They play...
like the Madden championships are big.
Madden,
yeah.
Or like
NHL.
NHL.
But the NBA, like, they have esports leagues now sponsored by the NBA teams. Like, they're big now. The esports is big. Like, a lot more than people think.
Tennis.
Yeah.
You know, they do the
yeah,
tennis.
exactly. Like, you can go to college now and play esports.
That's ridiculous.
Like, they will give you a sponsorship to go play esports. I'm like, that's fucking insane. And this, like, esports is relatively new. It's a new medium that people are just watching. And, you see them, like, those stadiums or wherever they are fucking packed to watch people play fucking Overwatch and fucking Hearthstone and like whatever else they play on fucking thing. I don't watch esports. I watch Let's Plays. I don't really watch esports, but like I understand like the hype behind it. And I think now it's like the Olympics was so late to adopt the X Games stuff, like snowboarding, skateboarding. Like they're still like really like not in it, and they missed out on a lot because esports when it or not
X.
The X Games, when they hit, they were fucking huge, and I'm pretty sure they still are. I don't really follow, but like they still do the X Games every year, and like Shaun White and all those other guys, like they're big. I think the Olympics should fucking get in on this before it blows up even more than it already has. If you're smart,
you could get into it. Just don't play violent games.
Exactly.
You play
Games.
You play
there's other stuff you can do that isn't violent, and like if you make it good, like you do some of your stuff, as long as you're not on NBC, because their fucking Olympic coverage is dog shit. Yeah, you'd be good, and like it's represented across every nation and country, and like. Really, you just need a TV and a console. It's cheaper than most sports.
But not as cheap as soccer. That sport is cheap.
That's why it's the number one sport.
That's why it's the world sport, right? You just need a round. You just need something fucking round. Put a ball of paper together and a rope. Just tie it up.
I don't like soccer. Hot take. Man, if people listen to this podcast today I shit on soccer, and okay, here's what we'll do. If you get this far into the podcast, go to the YouTube comments and type soccer. And I want to see, no one ever comments. I want to see how many people do this. So please, I'm asking you, if you get this far into the podcast on the audio or the thing, go to any of our social media. But if you're on YouTube, just comment there. If you're on, you can find us on TalkingBull anywhere. Go there, find us, and type soccer. I want to see what we get. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm very curious. If you get this far into the podcast, type soccer. That's what I'm gonna do. I think every week now, I want to see how far we get. I'm gonna throw a keyword every time to see what you get. And I'm going to do it for 2 weeks, because after 2 weeks, I'm going to be real sad.
Or I'll be sad.
This is cool. Xbox has unveiled a monthly financial program called with the Xbox One called Xbox All Access. And what it is it allows users to commit to...
To a 2-year plan where they pay monthly for either an Xbox One S or an Xbox One X, and subscriptions to both Xbox Live Gold and Game Pass. The Xbox One bundle, which costs $35 a month for 2 years, is in line with the roughly $860 a person would normally pay for everything included in one lump sum.
That's cool.
Interesting.
Because like with Game Pass and Game Thing, you get free games.
Yeah.
And they're pretty good games. So... And every Xbox game that is first party now is going to Game Pass day and date. So you get all their big titles that day that everyone else gets them, and you don't have to pay the $60, $80 price tag for that game. You just pay your monthly fee and you get all of it. $35 for an Xbox One X and the two things that allow you to play games, online and the games.
Yep.
That is fucking phenomenal. I think they should all do it.
Well, it did go on to say like it's a cheap way of securing a interest-free way of buying the hardware today and paying for it 2 years later. But you don't take into account the fact that the units drop in price over those 2 years. So you're not paying the same. Or that Xbox Live and Game Pass discounts regularly pop up also.
Yeah.
So you can always buy it. So you lose
but still, if you're hard up for that and you want the console, why not?
Yeah.
And like, yeah, they do drop at some point or whatever, but like, still, that's whatever.
Yeah.
I'd say it's a bargain. Plus, you get the pro version of the Xbox console.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Xbox doing a lot of things right.
It's no different than anything else that you buy, like on credit, like those things.
Yeah.
So like, I just wonder how you guarantee your money
for Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like and then the idea of like, if you don't guarantee the money,
I'm assuming there's a contract involved.
How do I get the Xbox back?
Yeah.
Right. Like, it's a weird thing because you're selling something from Microsoft, but through other places. Like,
yeah,
I can't. There's no Xbox store that I go to and then like sign this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
you would have to do it all online.
This person, like, who do you send to the house to then pick up the Xbox when I haven't paid for 3 months?
The FBI.
Yeah,
they got nothing better to do. They're not doing anything right now. I don't think. Except watching. Hi. Man, I fucking love those memes where it's like the FBI agent texts them or like whatever and you see the fake thing on their phone. I fucking love that. BioWare has announced a release date for the Anthem demo, which is pretty cool. February 1st, you'll be able to play on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. That's cool. Get a demo for a game that I'm kind of interested in. Mm-hmm. And then they also said that after its initial thing, any not single, I keep saying single player content because that's what any story driven DLC will be free, which is cool. That's cool. Also, there was a Witcher demo, or not a Witcher, same company. CG Projekt Red put out a gameplay footage that everyone else saw during E3 and whatnot for Cyberpunk 2077. I haven't watched it yet, but I hear really good things. But if it's anything, if it looks anything like the trailer we saw and like The Witcher, like itself,
yeah,
fucking good to go. And for what I can perceive as the first time ever, characters will react to what you're wearing. Mm-hmm. That's fucking awesome, because how many times in a game are you dressed like an idiot and the character's just like, yo, what's up? Mm-hmm. Like, dude, I'm wearing a fucking clown suit. Like, come on, anything. But no, I like that. That's cool. Battlefield 5 was delayed by a month. So it's now going to release on October. No, it was October 19th. It's now on November 20th. I assume they put out some bullshit about just trying to get everything right, but getting it out of the way of Red Dead. We've seen a number of games delayed for various reasons, but that's cool. Push shit back. Gives me longer to finish other things. Gives me longer to finish that game I'm going to go play in about 10 minutes. THQ Nordic, a company we constantly keep talking about because they constantly keep buying dead things and bringing them back to various degrees. So this company Nordic bought THQ, bought a bunch of its property, and was like, hey, you know what? That company that failed, we'll resurrect everything it did, but somehow make it work, which is weird because THQ couldn't make it work. THQ was one of those like mid-tier, like mid-level game developers that like when AAA, it went from like you had your like indies, your mid-tier, and then your AAAs, right, in terms of game quality. Those mid-tier ones died because like we saw what AAA could do and what indie could do. There was really no like, why would I play this kind of mediocre game when I could play this cool looking indie title or this really good fucking AAA title? Yeah. So these all died. So now THQ Nordic, from what I can gather, is trying to bring these to like the AAA level. And so everyone is really happy because they bought the IP for Kingdom of Amalur. I guess it's a really popular game that no one played. It's one of those ones that like, oh, this game's fantastic, but nobody played it. And they bought that back, and from all intents and purposes, it looks like it's going to be brought back as a series. I got a 9 from IGN back when they didn't steal other people's reviews. I'm kidding. That's a terrible joke. That guy's a dick, and IGN does not steal their shit. They just get paid to put out good reviews. I'm also kidding. That's a fucking joke that everyone always says. That has no truth ever. Yeah, it came back in the day, and it was like it was done by it was done like a good author, and Todd McFarlane did shit in it, and the guy who did Elder Scrolls 4 was the lead designer. How did this game fail?
They had a 9.
Yeah, it was one of those. It probably was one of those ones that got lost in the shuffle type of thing when everything was being released. But good for them. Everyone, like when this came out, everyone was really happy. I saw like a whole bunch of tweets in the internet reacting like positively to like bringing this back, because normally you see this and people are like, why do we want this? And everyone was like, cool, this is back. Spider-Man came out today, everyone. I hope you're playing it, because if you're not, you suck. It did. Like, I'm so glad. I was really fearful that, like, there was hype. There was so much hype. I was afraid the hype was gonna, like, just kill it. Because normally you see everywhere hype in this shit, and then it gets like a 7.
Yeah.
But this is getting like 9s and 10s and like 8.5s across the fucking board. So like, I'm fucking yeah. What are we at?
105.
All right, we did every story, and some I cut because they were useless. But everyone, thank you for joining us on this week's podcast. Remember, if you get that far to where we said, do the secret word. You don't win shit. We're just curious. Thank you. We will be back next week for more Talking Bull. I'm Anthony. This is Nick. See you later, guys.